there is one question that keeps most people stuck in the manifestation loop longer than anything else. And it sounds totally reasonable. Actually, it sounds like the right question. And the question is, how do I get this? And I want to show you why the question, as logical as it seems, might be quietly working against you. Hi there, my name is Kelly, and today we are continuing our conversation about finding your identity and become who you truly are. And please stick around until the end because I have something for you. When you ask, how do I get this? A relationship, career, financial freedom, confidence, you are positioning yourself as someone who is outside of that reality looking in. That's because the question itself encodes the gap, right? But don't worry, there is a much more powerful question that you can ask. Who would I naturally be if this were already my reality? Again, who would I naturally be if this were already my reality? And what do I mean by that? How would that version of you think? What would they say no to? How would they handle a setback on a random Wednesday? What habits would they have not because they're disciplined, but because those habits just feel like them? Well, in this case, you. And don't worry, because this isn't a spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. This is actually grounded in psychological research on identity-based behavior change. James Clear, drawing on research in behavioral psychology, articulates this well in his work on habit formation. This is in his book, Atomic Habits. And in his works, he talks about that most durable changes come not from outcome-based goals. For instance, I want to lose 20 pounds, but from identity-based ones. For instance, I'm someone who takes care of my body, or I'm someone who takes care of their body. So, did you notice the difference? The identity comes first, then the behaviors follow naturally. This is what embody a new self actually means. And it's not about pretending your current circumstances are different than they are. It's actually about practicing alignment with a new identity before the external evidence fully shows up. Think of it like learning a new language. You don't wait until you're fluent to start speaking, right? You practice speaking imperfectly, repeatedly, until fluency becomes natural. Well, in other words, until fluency catches up. And identity work the same way. And here's what changes when you make this shift. You stop white-knuckling your way toward a result and start to become someone for whom the result is a natural byproduct. The relationship, the abundance, the confidence, they stop feeling like things you are chasing and start feeling like a logical extension of who you are. Try this. Pick one area where you've been in chase mode. Then write out in as much detail as you can, in as much detail as possible, who would you be if that thing were already your reality? Not what you have, who would you be? How would you carry yourself? What would you believe about yourself? What would you no longer tolerate? Then find one small way to live from that identity today. And it doesn't need to be perfect. Just use it as a direction. At the end of the day, the shift from how do I get it to how do I become sounds subtle, but it completely changes the energy you bring to your decisions, to your relationships, to your daily life. And that energy is what starts shifting things externally. And if you want a little bit of help, don't forget to grab my free Abundance Activation Kit, which comes with a lot of goodness to help work from the inside out, include a self-concept template. And again, it's free. And I'll leave the link in the description below, and most likely in the pinned comments. And if this conversation has been useful for you, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with someone who's been stuck in the chasing loop. That's because sometimes one reframe is all it takes. So, this is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.